What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me for yet another watercolor painting video. In this video I thought I'd do a simple basic windmill. I've never actually painted a windmill before, so I thought it would be fun. We're going to keep the palette pretty simple. It's going to be more of a purpley green type of palette. We're going to add the raw sienna first as usual to the already wet paper. And leave a little light in the middle because we want that to contrast against where we're going to put the windmill. And what we're going to do now is we're putting in some Alizarin Crimson, Payne's Gray, and Ultramarine Blue. A little bit lighter to start. Just some quick sweeps across the bottom and just to create a nice sky. We're going to go a little bit darker with that, adding just a little bit more of those three colors. Get a nice darker purple scene here. Again, Payne's Gray, Ultramarine Blue, and Alizarin Crimson. Just getting that nice purple sky. And again, just a little bit darker. Just some quick sweeps. There's going to be some sort of water down at the very bottom. Just again, keeping that area open where we have some light showing. I'm taking a little bit of green mixed in here with a little yellow, actually, just a little cad yellow mixed in with the colors, and creating, there's going to be some ground there that the windmill is going to sit upon. Just creating some darker grasses and things. Just keeping it loose. Just having some variety mixed in there. We're going to go a little darker. It's going to be a little darker so it contrasts with the windmill. Now I'm taking a flat brush. You can use a 1/2 inch, whatever. I'm using the same sort of purpley colors and just creating some shapes here. Little rectangles and little shapes that will be sort of buildings maybe in the distance. Just to create some interest in the background so it's not so flat. This should be done while the paper is wet so it really blends in and it doesn't get too hard of an edge. Just pretty much straight down, some simple strokes. And just darkening a little more the grassy greener area here, more ultramarine, cad yellow, maybe a little Payne's Gray in there. I'm keeping things pretty wet here. Again, just dabbing in a few things for just some variety. Quick dry. What happened here? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in the windmill, the building itself. And for that, we're going to use a large flat brush. Not something I use all the time, but if you're doing, you want straighter edges, take the flat brush, same sky colors, and just even strokes all the way across. Minimal strokes as possible is best. Just making it a little bit darker. You could do this with the Hake brush, but it's got to be really flat, and I mean, it's going to look raggedy around the edges. So in this one, I am resorting to a couple of flat brushes. This one to do the dome, just a simple shape using the same colors. And just flicking a little bit of water on there just to give it some texture. Probably got a little messy. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit more of the green, Cad Yellow, Ultramarine Blue, little Payne's Gray, and just create more foreground foliage. Sends those little buildings back there further a little bit back. A couple little basic sweeps. Okay, the next step is I'm going to use the end of the Hake brush because I do want it looking a little rougher. I'm doing the blades, and I'm doing a side view. I think that looks better when it's from the side. Just doing the blades of the windmill. You can use a flat brush for this too and make it perfect. I think if you do like this, it probably looks like it's in motion a little bit. Hopefully. Something to experiment with. I'm taking the flat brush again. I just want to darken this dome a little bit. Just a little darker color here for the main part of the building, just to contrast it a little better. Okay, now I'm just going to take the rigger brush and just do a few little details just to make it look a little more convincing. Just a little top to the building. Just some little details on the side. Take away from how flat it looks. And just a little work to the blades. And now I'm going to take a card. I'm just going to scratch in a few little windows. Smaller card would have been better there. But that's okay. And now I'm just going to do some quick sweeps of some of the darker purple across the water on the bottom. Same colors, just to tie up the painting. Just some dark sweeps, progressively getting darker as it comes a little closer. Okay, just continuing on with the sweeping. Again, the Ultramarine, Alizarin Crimson, and some Payne's Gray. Okay, just going to touch up these blades just a little bit. Now you can do them straight on where you're looking at almost like a cross or an X. I was experimenting with that before and I thought it looked kind of weird from the front. I mean, unless you make them like an X shape. Maybe the next one I'll do like that. But I think it's better to do it from the side in a way. It depends. You could do it either way. You could do it straight on, but then you're so much focused on those blades. And just touching up a little of the grasses area. Just a few more sweeps while it's still just a little bit wet. And again, just a little darker down in the bottom, just for more drama, just more contrast. More blue and Payne's Gray. Okay, just going to take my rigger brush and just touch up a couple little finer details. Quick dry brush across the dome just to accent that a little bit. And then I think we'll put a little fence in down toward the bottom there, just to accent that area. Take our rigger brush and we'll take some of the darker purpley colors again. And we'll just put in a quick little fence. Some fence posts, a couple lines. This one will contrast nice against the lighted area. And maybe we'll just put a couple little twiggy branch type things sticking out of the ground. I'm going to do another one over here. Blend that in a little bit. And I think we have a finished piece here. Just have to sign it. And then we'll do a zoom in and put a mount on it. And that's it. Well, I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Pop in a couple of birds with my Micron pen. And that's it. We have a finished piece here. Hope you enjoyed this. Okay, so after filming, I decided to add an extra fan blade to the windmill. I thought it just didn't look like it made sense. So I added an extra blade, and I think that looks a little bit better. You can let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it.